On the night Amara Okafor opened her door to a dying stranger, she thought she was saving one man. She had no idea she was opening the door to a secret powerful men had killed to protect for years. Obinna was bleeding, haunted, and begging her not to call the police. Amara should have left him outside. She had a young sister to protect, a struggling tailoring shop to save, and a ruthless chief already trying to take the only home their mother left behind. But Amara chose mercy, and by morning, armed men were searching her streets. Then she found an old name hidden among Obinna's belongings, a name connected to one of the richest families in the region. But the most terrifying discovery was still waiting inside her dead mother's wooden chest. A letter, a hidden key, and a secret sewn into an old piece of cloth that could destroy men everyone believed were untouchable. Soon, Amara would lose more than her safety. Her little sister would disappear. The man she was beginning to love would be revealed as someone far more powerful than she ever imagined. And Amara would be forced to choose, run and save herself, or stand before the men who had ruined countless families and risk everything to expose the truth. But when the final betrayal was revealed, even Obinna was not prepared for the name behind it. This is the story of a poor tailor who opened her door to a wounded stranger and discovered that one act of kindness could change two lives forever. Rain had been threatening Enugu since late afternoon, gathering above the city in thick clouds that pressed low over the rusted zinc roofs. By evening, the first drops began to fall, large and heavy, turning the red earth outside Amara Okafor's house into dark mud. Amara sat behind her old butterfly sewing machine, guiding a piece of green lace beneath the needle, while the yellow flame of a kerosene lamp trembled on the wall. NEPA had taken the light before sunset, and nobody on the street expected it back before morning. From 2 compounds away, a generator coughed and rattled. The smell of petrol mixed with wet earth, charcoal smoke, and pepper soup from a nearby kitchen. Amara barely noticed. One wrong stitch and Madam Ijoma would complain. One complaint from Madam Ijoma and 3 other women in her church group might stop bringing their clothes. Amara could not afford to lose even one customer. Behind the curtain separating the front room from the sleeping area, 11-year-old Chisom was bent over a school book. "Auntie Amara," she called, "is environment spelled with 1 N or 2? 1 after E, 1 before M." There was silence. Then Chisom called again. "Come and check." "You check it yourself." "But what if I am wrong?" "Then you erase it and write it again. Is that not why God gave us erasers?" Chisom giggled. The sound warmed the room. Amara had been raising her since their mother died 3 years earlier. Their mother, Nena Okafor, had worked until her hands became rough, sewing wrappers, blouses, and school uniforms for half the neighborhood. Where she died, she left behind the small house, 2 sewing machines, a wooden chest nobody opened, and 2 daughters who had only each other. Amara had promised at the burial that Chisom would finish school. At the thought of powerful men, Amara's mouth tightened. Chief Lazarus Madu. The first time he came to her house, he arrived in a black Mercedes. He stepped out in polished shoes and looked at her compound as if he already owned it. He wanted the land, not only her house, but several plots along the road. He said shops and offices would be built there. He offered money, so she said no. Chief Madu smiled, not angrily. That would have been easier. He smiled like a man listening to a child say something amusing. "Think about it, my daughter," he told her. A tree that refuses to bend in the wind may discover the wind is stronger. Amara lifted her chin. My mother left this house to us, and I am offering you a better future. Then give that future to someone who asked for it. His smile disappeared. After that, small things began to go wrong. Then came the whispers that Amara was proud, that she insulted elders, that strange men visited her house, that no respectable woman should live alone and answer powerful men with such a sharp tongue. Thunder shook the windows. The rain became heavier. Chisom screamed from behind the curtain. Amara laughed. See this girl. Is it your first time hearing thunder? It sounded inside the room. Thunder has not started paying rent here. Continue reading. Another rumble rolled over the city. The lamp flickered. Amara returned to the blouse. Madam Ijoma wanted to wear it the next morning, and Amara needed the payment for food and part of Chisom's school fees. By 10 o'clock, Chisom had fallen asleep with her book open beside her. Amara carried her to the mattress, covered her, and stood watching her breathe. You will not suffer for my sake, she whispered. Then she returned to work. Near midnight, the neighborhood had gone quiet except for the rain, distant thunder, and the occasional bark of a dog. Amara was trimming a loose thread when she heard something behind the house. She stopped. A scrape. Something heavy against the wall. Her hand froze. Amara slowly stood and reached for her large tailoring scissors. The scrape came again, then a low groan. Not an animal, a person. She moved toward the back door but did not open it. Who is there? No answer. She waited. Who is there? This time, a man's voice came through the rain. Weak. Please. Amara tightened her grip on the scissors. Please what? There was no answer. Then something fell heavily outside. Then she heard the man cough. A wet, painful sound. And her mother's voice returned from years ago. Do not walk past a human being who is dying simply because you are afraid. Amara closed her eyes. Mama, she muttered, you used to give difficult advice. She lifted the wooden bar and opened the door only a little. Rain blew into her face. At first, she saw nothing. Then lightning flashed. A man lay near the wall. He was trying to rise, one hand pressed against his side. His shirt was soaked and dark with blood. Amara stared. The man raised his head. His eyes met hers. They were alert despite the pain. Please, he said again. Then, with visible effort, he added, do not call the police. Amara almost shut the door. What did you do? Nothing. That is what people say when they have done something. A strange expression crossed his face, almost a smile, but pain wiped it away. I have no time to convince you. Then you should have chosen another compound. He looked over his shoulder. Amara followed his gaze. Beyond the rain, somewhere near the main road, moving headlights appeared. More than one car. The man's breathing changed. They are coming. Who? But he had already collapsed. Amara cursed softly and stepped into the rain. God, forgive me if this is foolishness. The man was heavy. She grabbed him beneath the arms and pulled. Come on, she whispered through clenched teeth. You cannot die here. I do not have money for police questions. She dragged him through the back door and into the workshop, lowered him onto a woven mat. Then she wiped the blood from the doorway with an old rag. The vehicles came closer. Amara shut the back door and hurried to the front room. A car stopped outside, then another. Her mouth went dry. She blew out the lamp in the workshop and stood in darkness. A man's voice shouted from the road. Another answered. Chisom stirred behind the curtain. Auntie? Amara rushed to her. Shh. What happened? Nothing. Go back to sleep. But I heard Chisom. The girl heard the fear in her voice and became quiet. Amara sat beside her until the voices outside moved farther down the street. 5 minutes passed, then 10. At last, the vehicles drove away. Only then did Amara breathe properly. She lit the lamp and returned to the workshop. The stranger had not moved. She placed 2 fingers against his neck. There, a pulse, weak but steady. "Who are you?" she whispered. No answer. The wound was not a gunshot. Something sharp had cut deep into his side. Amara fetched boiled water, clean cloth, antiseptic, and the small tin box where she kept medicine. She cut away part of the man's shirt. The fabric was expensive. At one point, he opened his eyes and grabbed her wrist. "No hospital," he murmured. "Release me." He did. "If you die here," Amara whispered angrily, "I will personally bring you back and beat you." His eyes opened slightly. This time, she was certain he smiled. Then he lost consciousness again. "Wonderful," she muttered. "Very good, Amara. You have finally lost your mind." She gathered the torn pieces of his shirt. Something small fell from an inner pocket. A metal object struck the floor. Amara picked it up. It was an old medallion attached to a broken chain. On one side was a carved eagle. On the other was a name, Nwafor. Amara stared at it. Even she knew that name. The Nwafor family owned land, warehouses, and processing businesses across the region. Their name appeared in newspapers and at major community events. When people discussed them, they usually lowered their voices. Amara looked at the unconscious man. "What kind of trouble have you brought into my house?" Outside, the rain continued until dawn. The stranger moved. His eyes opened. For a moment, he stared at the ceiling. Then he saw her and tensed. "Where am I?" "In my house." He tried to sit up. Pain forced him down. "Do not be foolish." He looked toward the door. "Who knows I am here?" "No one." "Your family?" "My sister is sleeping." He went still. "You brought me into a house with a child?" Amara's temper rose. "You climbed into my compound bleeding. Do not behave as if I sent you an invitation card." He looked at her, then lowered his eyes. "You are right." The apology surprised her. Amara folded her arms. "Your name?" He hesitated. "Obinna." "Obinna what?" Another pause. "Just Obinna for now." Amara gave a humorless laugh. "Then just Obinna can leave as soon as he can stand." "I will." "Good." Amara stood. "You will stay hidden until tonight. After that, we decide what to do." "Why tonight?" "Because men were looking for you." Obinna's face changed. "What men?" "2 cars, maybe more. They searched the road." He tried to rise again. "I have to go." "You cannot walk to the door." "They will come back." "Then tell me why." Silence. Amara stepped closer. "You came into my house. You bled on my floor. I used my medicine and my clean cloth. Men drove through my street looking for you. I have a child here. So do not give me silence as if I am asking for gossip." Obinna closed his eyes. When he opened them, he looked more tired than dangerous. "I cannot tell you everything." "Then tell me enough." "Someone I trusted wants me dead." "That is not enough." "I found something I was not supposed to find." "What?" "I cannot tell you yet." Amara stared at him for a long moment, then turned away. "Fine." "Amara." She stopped. She had never told him her name. Slowly, she looked back. He nodded towards the front room. "Your sister called you that." The sudden fear inside her eased, but only a little. Obinna noticed. "I am not here to harm you." "You do not know what you have brought here." His expression darkened. "I know exactly what I brought." Before Amara could answer, someone knocked hard on the front door. 3 times. Chisom woke immediately. "Auntie!" Amara and Obinna stared at each other. The knock came again. Then a man outside called loudly, "Amara Okafor, open the door." She knew that voice. It belonged to one of Chief Lazarus Madu's men. All the warmth left her body. Obinna struggled to sit up. "Who is that?" Amara looked at him, then at the medallion on the table. "Nobody you want to meet." The man outside struck the door again, and this time he said something that made Amara's blood run cold. "Chief Madu sent us. We are looking for a wounded man." The knocking came again, harder this time. "Amara Okafor, we know you are inside." Chisom stood behind the curtain, clutching her wrapper around her shoulders. Her eyes were wide. "Auntie, why are they shouting?" Amara looked at Obinna. He had forced himself upright, one hand pressed to his bandaged side. "Can they enter through the back?" he whispered. "Not unless they break the door." The man outside struck the door again. "Open now before we open it ourselves." Amara thought of the blood she had wiped from the step and the medallion on the table. She pushed it into Obinna's hand. Behind the fabric shelves, there is a narrow space. He tried to stand. His knees almost failed. Amara caught his arm. "You cannot walk." "I can if I must." "No, you can be stubborn if you must. That is different." Amara helped Obinna behind rolls of Ankara fabric and a wooden cutting table. A curtain hid the narrow storage space. "Stay there. If they touch you, you will do nothing." His jaw tightened. "You can barely stand. If you come out, they take you and perhaps us too." He looked ready to argue, but she pulled the curtain closed. Not one sound. Then she returned to the front room. Chisom grabbed her arm. "Go inside." "I don't want to." "Then stand behind me and do not speak." She lit the kerosene lamp, smoothed her wrapper and opened the door. Two men stood outside. Amara knew the first one, Nkem, a thick-set man who often drove Chief Madu's Mercedes. The second was younger, with a scar near his mouth. Rainwater dripped from both men. Nkem smiled. "Good morning, Amara." "It is not morning." "Then good night." "You came to wake a child for greetings?" His smile weakened. "We are looking for somebody." "So you said." "A man." "I guessed." "He is wounded," Nkem said. "Then check a clinic." "We did." "Check another." The younger man stepped forward. "We need to look inside." Amara laughed once. "No." Nkem's eyes narrowed. "Do not make this difficult. You came to my house in the middle of the night, and now you want to search my rooms. I am not the one making it difficult. Chief Madu sent us." The name was meant to open doors. Then Chief Madu should have come himself. The younger man moved closer, but Nkem stopped him. "You have always had a strong mouth," Nkem said, "and men who knock on women's doors at midnight bring witnesses." Amara raised her voice. "If you want to search this house, wake the neighbors. Call the association chairman. Bring the police. Let everybody watch." A curtain moved in the next compound. Nkem saw it. "We will come back." "Come in daylight." "We will." He pointed at her. "If you see a man you do not know, tell us." Amara looked at his finger. "Take your hand down." He lowered his hand. The men walked back into the rain. Amara waited until their car disappeared, then shut the door and slid the wooden bar into place. Chisom began to cry. Amara knelt and pulled her close. "It is all right." "No, it is not." The truth in the child's voice struck her. Chisom wiped her face angrily. "Those men work for Chief Madu." "Yes." "Why are they looking for somebody here?" Amara hesitated. "There is a man in the workshop." Chisom's mouth fell open. "A man?" "Lower your voice." "Who is he?" "I do not know. He was hurt." Chisom stared at her. "You brought a man you do not know into the house?" "Lower your voice." Amara held her shoulders. You must not tell anybody, not your friends, your teacher, or Sister Agnes. Why? Because those men may hurt him. Chisom looked toward the workshop. Will they hurt us? Amara's throat tightened. No. By dawn, Obinna came out only after the street was quiet. His wound had reopened. You are bleeding again. I noticed. Sit. He obeyed. That alone showed how weak he was. Amara cleaned the wound while Chisom watched from the doorway. Are you a criminal? She asked. Chisom. What? We should know. Obinna looked at her seriously. No. Do criminals say they are criminals? He blinked, and Amara turned away so they would not see her smile. That morning, Chisom stayed home. Amara blamed flooded roads, but the real reason was fear. After breakfast, Amara sent her to wash plates and sat opposite Obinna. Now you will talk. Obinna looked at her. You said someone you trusted wants you dead. Those men work for Chief Madu. His expression did not change. That name means something to you. Yes. What? Silence. Amara leaned forward. I lied to protect you. I stood at my door while dangerous men tried to enter. My sister is involved now. You do not get to hide behind silence. I am trying to protect you. No, you are trying to control what I know. He looked away. Those are not the same thing. Then Obinna said, my full name is Obinna Nwafor. Amara did not move. The Nwafor family? Yes. The same family that owns Eastern Produce? Yes. So you are rich. That is not the important part. It matters when rich men bleed in poor women's workshops. My family's money cannot help me now. Not when the men controlling it want you dead. Obinna's face became serious. My father built the business with his brothers. It grew into food processing, transport, storage, and land. Too much land. Meaning? People began buying property in our name without enough questions. I asked. He rested his head against the wall. 3 months ago, I found records that made no sense. Families sold land for almost nothing. Widows signed papers they could not read. Some people received no payment. Chief Madu. Obinna nodded. He arranged many acquisitions. For your family? At first, I thought so. And now? Now I know he was also buying land for himself and hiding it through companies controlled by others. Why would your family allow that? Some did not know. Some? Obinna looked at her. That is the part I cannot prove yet. What happened to you? I copied some records and planned to meet a lawyer in Lagos. He never came. 4 other men did. Those men last night? No. They tried to force me into a car. I fought. One had a knife. You escaped? Barely. What were they looking for? The documents. Do you have them? No. Then why are they still looking? Because they do not know where I hid the copies. Amara stared at him. And where are they? I cannot tell you. Then leave. Obinna looked up. What? You heard me. I can barely walk. Then crawl with your secrets. Amara. No. Men connected to Chief Madu are hunting you, and Chief Madu already wants my house. That is not a small coincidence. Obinna went still. He wants your house? She told him about the offer, the disappearing customers, the changed supplier terms, and the rumors. When she finished, his face was hard. And you never reported him? To who? The police officer who attends his parties? The counselor whose campaign he paid for? Obinna lowered his eyes. That was a foolish question. I am sorry. The apology surprised her. Most powerful men she knew preferred to choke before admitting fault. What exactly does he want from this land? Obinna asked. He says development. Development is a word men use when they do not want to say profit. That sounds like something a rich man would know. It is. He asked where the house stood, what lay behind it, and which plots had already been sold. The more she answered, the more concerned he became. Finally, he said, "This may not be about your house. I know it is about the land. No, it may be about what passes beneath it." Amara frowned. "What are you talking about?" "My family once planned a storage route in this area, connecting an old warehouse line with properties farther north. The project was abandoned." "So?" "If Chief Madhu controls enough plots, he controls access." "To what?" "I need a map." Amara laughed. "A map? In this house?" "Property papers, survey documents." Her expression changed. "My mother kept old papers." "Where?" Amara looked toward the back room. For 3 years, she had avoided the wooden chest beneath her mother's bed. Not because she feared what was inside, but because she feared how much of her mother still lived there. Wrappers that still carried a faint scent, old patterns marked by hand, receipts, letters, a life reduced to folded cloth and paper. "There is a chest," she said. Obinna sat straighter. "Can we look?" "No." "Amara." I said no. "Why?" "Because it belonged to my mother." His expression softened immediately. "I understand." "No, you do not." "You're right." Again, no argument. That irritated her almost as much as arrogance would have. By late morning, Amara opened the workshop. A closed shop attracted questions. Obinna returned to hiding while customers came for fittings. One woman mentioned that Chief Madhu's men had searched the street for a wounded stranger. Amara pretended not to care, but when the woman left, she locked the door and leaned against it. The rumors had already begun. By afternoon, Chisom liked Obinna because he helped with her mathematics. When he turned a fabric problem into a lesson about profit, Amara told him not to teach the child nonsense. "It is economics," he said. "You are hiding in my workshop. And still I understand profit." Chisom laughed. For a moment, the house felt almost normal. That frightened Amara. Normal things were easy to want. That evening, after Chisom slept, Obinna asked why she had helped him. "You asked," Amara said. "That is not enough. It was for me. You could have lost everything." She stopped folding fabric. "Do you think poor people have less to lose?" "No." "Good. My mother used to say that when trouble comes to your door, first decide whether it is a snake or a human being. A snake you chase away, a human being you listen to." "And what am I?" "I have not decided." He smiled. "You should not trust me." "I do not. But you helped me." Help is not trust. She had learned that years earlier from a man who praised her independence until he realized it meant she could disagree with him. Some wounds did not bleed. That did not make them smaller. The next morning, after Chisom left for school, Amara found Obinna trying to walk. "You are swaying." "I am improving." "You are disturbing me." He sat. Amara went into the back room and returned with her mother's wooden chest. Obinna said nothing. That made it easier. Amara knelt and opened it. The smell came first. Old cloth, camphor, dust, memory. She touched the top wrapper with trembling fingers and for a moment could not breathe. Obinna looked away, giving her privacy without leaving. She removed folded George fabric, old lace, church programs, receipts tied with string, and a cracked photograph of herself and Chisom as children. Then, beneath a bundle of sewing patterns, she found a large brown envelope. On the front, in her mother's handwriting, were 3 words, "For Amara only." Her hands went cold. Obinna leaned forward. "What is it?" "I don't know." She opened the envelope. Inside was an old survey document and a letter. Amara unfolded it. My daughter, if you are reading this, then I am no longer there to explain. The house is more important than I told you. Do not sell it to Lazarus Madu. Do not trust any paper he brings. And if a man from the Nwafor family ever comes asking questions, make him prove who he is before you show him anything. Amara stopped reading. Slowly, she raised her eyes. Obinna was staring at her. Neither of them spoke. Then a car stopped outside. A door opened. Another. And Chief Lazarus Madu's voice called through the gate. Amara, my daughter, we need to talk. Chief Lazarus Madu did not wait for an invitation. By the time Amara reached the front room, he was already standing inside the compound with 2 men behind him. He wore a cream-colored senator outfit that seemed too clean for the muddy morning, a red cap tilted slightly to one side, and polished shoes that had never touched the kind of road ordinary people walked. Amara folded her mother's letter quickly and pushed it beneath a stack of fabric. Obinna moved behind the curtain without being told. Amara, Chief Madu called again. Will you leave an elder standing outside? She opened the door. Good morning, Chief. His smile was warm enough for anyone watching. I was beginning to think you had forgotten your manners. I was working. At this hour? Clothes do not sew themselves. He laughed. One of the men behind him did not. Chief Madu glanced into the room. May I come in? Amara stepped aside because refusing him in front of witnesses would become another story by evening. He entered slowly, looking around as though taking inventory. The kerosene lamp, the sewing machine, the folded fabrics, the doorway leading to the workshop. His eyes stayed there for 1 second too long. Amara noticed. So, he said, lowering himself into the best chair without being offered one. How are you and the little girl? Chisom is well. School? She went. Good. Education is important. He nodded as if he had paid her fees himself. Amara remained standing. What can I do for you? Chief Madu placed both hands on his walking stick. I heard there was some disturbance in this area last night. Rain causes many disturbances. Not rain. His smile disappeared. A wounded man. Amara felt her heartbeat in her throat. I heard your men were asking questions. So you saw them? They walk half the street. And did you see the man? No. Chief Madu studied her. Amara held his gaze. In the workshop, there was no sound. You should be careful, he said at last. Dangerous people are moving around these days. I am always careful. No, my daughter, you are stubborn. There is a difference. Amara said nothing. He leaned back. I came for another reason too. Of course. His eyes sharpened at her tone, but he continued. The land matter. There is no matter. There is always a matter when money is involved. He reached into his leather folder and removed several papers. I have improved my offer. I am not selling. You have not heard the amount. I do not need to. Chief Madu placed the papers on the table. Read first. Amara did not touch them. His voice became softer. You are behind on school fees. Her body went still. You owe your cloth supplier in a better market. She looked at him. And your roof leaks near the back room. The silence changed. It became colder. You ask many questions about my life, Amara said. I am a community leader. I concern myself with people. No, you concern yourself with things you want. For a moment, the friendly mask slipped. Then it returned. Your mother was more reasonable. Amara's stomach tightened. Do not speak about her. Why? I knew Nena. You knew her enough to trouble her. His eyes moved toward the back room. Amara saw it. Just one glance, but it was enough. What did you want from my mother? Chief Madu smiled. That is an old story. Tell it. Old stories should stay buried. Amara thought of the letter. Do not sell it to Lazarus Madu. Do not trust any paper he brings. She looked at the documents on the table. What are those? Your future. I asked what they are. Transfer papers. She stepped closer. My mother already warned me about your papers. The words left her mouth before she could stop them. Chief Madu's face changed. Not much, but enough. What did you say? Amara knew at once she had made a mistake. She forced a shrug. She warned me not to sell the house. When? Before she died. His fingers tightened around the handle of his walking stick. Did she leave documents? No. Letters? No. You answered too quickly. Amara smiled. You ask too much. The two men outside shifted. Chief Madu stared at her for a long time. Then he stood. You are young. You think courage is the same as wisdom. And you think age is the same as truth. His jaw hardened. He gathered the transfer papers. Take care of Chisom. The threat was hidden inside the kindness. Amara heard it clearly. She is a bright girl, he continued. It would be unfortunate if your instability affected her future. What instability? A woman alone, financial trouble, strange men on the street at night. Amara's blood turned cold. You have no right. Rights are words on paper, my daughter. Life is decided by who holds the paper. He walked to the door. Before leaving, he turned. Think carefully before you open old things that should remain closed. Then he was gone. Amara shut the door and stood without moving. Obinna came from the workshop. You told him about the warning. I know. He reacted. I saw. He knows your mother left something. I know. Obinna walked closer. Amara. She turned on him. Do not say my name like that. Like what? Like you are about to tell me something I do not want to hear. He may come back. He will. He may come with police. They may already be his. Obinna looked at the table where Chief Madu had placed the papers. What exactly did your mother leave? Amara returned to the back room, took out the letter and continued reading. My daughter, I did not tell you because I wanted you and Chisom far from the troubles of powerful men. Years ago, a woman came to me with ceremonial clothes that had belonged to her family. She was afraid. She said people close to her husband were stealing land and using false names. She asked me to repair the inner lining, but she also asked me to hide something. I refused at first. Then she showed me names I knew, families from our area, widows, men who had died leaving children, land taken after fake deaths. I agreed. Amara stopped. Her hands trembled. Obinna stood across from her. What woman? She read the next line. Her name was Nwafor. Obinna's face lost all color. My mother. Amara looked at him. Your mother knew mine? He sat slowly. My mother died 8 years ago. So did mine, 3 years ago. She never told me. Mine did not tell me either. Amara continued. Adaku hid papers inside the lining of a ceremonial wrapper and blouse. She said one day, somebody from her family might come looking, but the clothes were never collected. After Adaku died, Lazarus came to me. He asked questions. Then he offered money for the house. When I refused, things became difficult. Amara lowered the letter. The room seemed to tilt. So this started before me. Obinna's voice was quiet. Chief Madu has wanted this property for years. Because of the papers? Maybe. Maybe. If he knew exactly where they were, he would have taken them already. Amara looked towards the wooden chest. Then he thinks they are still here. They searched for hours. Every piece of cloth came out of the chest. Old wrappers, blouses, embroidery patterns, church scarves, receipts, photographs. Nothing. At noon, Chisom returned from school and found the room covered in fabric. Auntie, what happened? Your grandmother kept too many things. Chisom smiled. She said cloth remembers people. Amara froze. What? Grandma used to say that. Obinna looked at her. Chisom noticed him. Why are you staring? Did she say anything else? Obinna asked. About cloth? Yes, Chisom thought. She said the inside of good clothes matters more than the outside because that is where the secret work is. Amara and Obinna looked at each other. The lining, Amara whispered. They searched again. This time, Amara examined every old garment differently, not as a daughter, as a tailor. She looked at seams, hems, and stitching. Near the bottom of the chest lay a ceremonial blouse wrapped in white cloth. It was made from deep blue George fabric with heavy embroidery around the neck. The style was old, but the work was beautiful. Obinna stepped closer. I know this. His voice broke slightly. My mother wore it. Chisom looked from him to the blouse. Your mother knew Grandma? It seems so. Amara placed the blouse on the cutting table. At first, nothing looked unusual. Then she saw it. One side of the lining had been stitched by her mother. The thread color was almost exact. Almost. Amara took her small scissors. Obinna caught her wrist. Wait. She looked at him. If there is something inside, once we open it, everything changes. Everything already changed when you fell into my compound. He released her. Amara cut the first stitch, then the second. A folded piece of paper slid out. Chisom gasped. Amara unfolded it carefully. It was not a document. It was half of a map. Obinna frowned. This is not enough. Maybe there is more. They opened the rest of the lining. A small brass key fell onto the table. Attached to it was a metal tag stamped with a number. Obinna stared. A safe deposit key. In a bank? Probably. Which bank? There is no name. Chisom pointed at the map. What is that mark? Near one edge was a hand-drawn symbol, a circle around 3 lines. Amara knew it. My mother used that mark. For what? Important customers. She hurried to the chest and pulled out old notebooks. Her mother's records were written in a mixture of names, measurements, and fabric descriptions. Amara searched page after page. Then she found the same symbol. Beside it were the words A.N. Blue George, collect with second piece. Second piece, Obinna said. The wrapper. They searched again. It was not in the chest. Amara checked the cupboard. Nothing. The workshop. Nothing. By late afternoon, frustration filled the house. Obinna sat at the table, studying the half map. This shape could be part of Enugu, or anywhere. The lines may be roads, or rivers. Chisom, who had been quiet for several minutes, said, Maybe Grandma did not keep the second piece here. Amara looked at her. Why? Because if a bad person searched the house, they would find both. Obinna smiled faintly. Your sister thinks like a better spy than most adults. Do not encourage her. Chisom grinned. Amara returned to the notebook. The entry beneath Obinna Nwafor's name contained another note. Sent to Udi. She read it aloud. Obinna sat up. Udi? My mother's elder sister lived there before she died. Did she keep her things? I don't know. There may be family storage. Amara's hope rose, then fell. My aunt's house was sold. To whom? I don't know. Obinna looked again at the map. We need land records. From where? Survey office, local registry. And you will walk in? No. Good. You will? Amara laughed. No. You are less suspicious than me. Only because nobody knows you are here. Exactly. Amara folded her arms. You rich people like sending others into danger. His expression changed. That was unfair. I know. No, you are right to ask. He stood carefully. I should not ask you to do more. Amara looked at him. You already did. That evening, she went to Obete market under the excuse of buying thread. The market was loud, crowded and alive despite the heat. Traders shouted prices. Women balanced baskets on their heads. Buses honked without mercy. Amara moved through familiar paths until she reached the shop of an older man named Mr. Eze, who had once helped her mother with forms and land tax. He looked surprised. "Nena's daughter." "Good evening, sir. What do you need?" She showed him only the number from the brass key. His face changed. "Where did you get this?" "My mother left it." He lowered his voice. "This format is old." "Which bank?" "Not a bank exactly." "What then?" "A private document vault." Amara stared. "Where?" "There used to be one near Independence Layout. Lawyers and wealthy families used it." "Used to?" "It closed years ago." Her heart sank. "But the records were transferred." "To where?" Mr. Eze looked around. "Why are you asking?" "I need to find something my mother left." He hesitated, then wrote an address. "Go here. Ask for Mrs. Ude." Amara folded the paper. "Thank you." He caught her hand. "Be careful." "Why?" "Because your mother came asking similar questions before she died." Amara went cold. "What questions?" Mr. Eze released her. "She wanted old property records connected to the Nwafor family." "Did you help her?" "A little." "What happened after?" He looked away. "She became afraid." "Of Chief Madu?" Mr. Eze did not answer. He did not need to. When Amara returned home, the front door was open. She dropped her bag. "Chisom!" No answer. She ran inside. The sewing room was empty. The back door hung open. "Chisom!" Obinna appeared from the workshop, pale and furious. "She's gone!" Amara stared at him. "What do you mean, gone?" "I heard her shout. By the time I reached the yard, a car was leaving." Amara grabbed the table. "No! Amara! No!" Her eyes moved to the wall. There, pinned beneath the blade of her tailoring scissors, was a note. She tore it free. "Bring the key and the map. Come alone. Do not involve the police. If you want to see the girl again, you have until sunset." Amara read it twice. Then she looked at Obinna. The fear inside her changed shape. It became anger. Cold. Clear. She took the brass key from the table. "No more hiding," she said. Obinna stepped toward her. "What are you going to do?" Amara picked up her mother's letter. What my mother should never have had to do alone. Amara did not cry. There will be time for tears later, if God allowed later to come. She folded the note into a hard little square. Where did the car go? Toward the main road. Dark Peugeot. 2 men. Was Chisom hurt? No, she was fighting. Of course she was. That child would fight a goat if it looked at her badly. We have less than 3 hours. Obinna reached for the key. You are not going alone. The note says I should. The note also says not to involve police. That means they are afraid of witnesses. Or they want me frightened. They already have that. Amara looked at him sharply. I am not frightened. You are terrified. He said it gently. That was worse. Amara turned away. Yes, she whispered. I am. For a moment, silence filled the room. Then Obinna said, Good. She stared at him. Fear will keep you alive. Panic will not. Amara placed the key on the table. Why take Chisom now? Because they know you found something. Someone watched the house. Amara understood. Chief Madu was testing me. Yes, and I showed him too much. You made one mistake. One was enough. He took my sister. Obinna came closer, but did not touch her, and we will bring her back. How? We make them believe they have control. He spread the half map on the cutting table. You will go. No, you just said you will go where they expect you to go, but not alone. Amara looked at the map. We do not even know the meeting place. The note says Sunset, but no address. They expect another message, or they expect you to know. Amara went still. What? Obinna pointed to the map. Look. She leaned over it. The faded lines resembled an old road, with a small square marked by her mother's symbol. Could be anywhere, Amara said. Maybe not. He turned the paper. There. A word had been written so lightly she had missed it. Agu. Then she remembered. Old Agu warehouse. Obinna looked at her. You know it? Everybody around here knows it. It used to store produce years ago. It has been empty for a long time. Where? Near the old road toward Udi. Obinna's face tightened. My family owned it. Amara stared at him. Of course they did. Amara. Everything seems to belong to your family. Not anymore. She caught the bitterness in his voice. The anger inside her shifted. This is where they will take her. Probably. Then we go. Obinna picked up the map. No. First we find out what they expect us to bring. They said the map and key. They do not know if the map is complete. Amara understood. You want to give them copies. I want to give them something that wastes their time. We do not have time to make copies. We have carbon paper. She stared. You run a tailoring business. You keep receipts. Amara looked at him. For a man who nearly died in my backyard, you noticed too much. I had nothing else to do. They worked quickly. Amara traced the map while Obinna altered one road and moved the marked square. He hid the real key beneath the sewing table and attached its tag to an old cupboard key. In poor light, they will not know. And when they do, we will not be there. We still need help. Obinna's jaw tightened. No police. I know. Who do you trust? Trust was expensive. Then she thought of one person. Mrs. Ude. Who? The woman Mr. Eze told me to find. Obinna frowned. You never told me about Mr. Eze. There was no time. There is still no time. She told him quickly about the private document vault and the address near Independence Layout. You think she can help? I think my mother went to people like her before she died. That is not trust. No, but it is a lead. Obinna looked at the clock. Go. Amara stared. You just said I was not going alone. You are not going to the warehouse alone. And you? I will follow whoever comes for you. You can barely walk properly. I can drive. Whose car? They both looked outside. Chief Madu's men had not left them a vehicle. Amara almost laughed from exhaustion. Then a horn sounded at the gate. They froze. A woman's voice shouted, Amara, are you inside? Amara knew that voice. Mama Ngozi, her neighbor. Amara opened the door just enough. Mama Ngozi stood there holding a bowl covered with a plate. I brought soup. Chisom said yesterday that you people were eating dry food too much. Her eyes narrowed. Where is that girl? Amara could not speak. Mama Ngozi's expression changed. Where is Chisom? Amara's face betrayed her. Tell me. There was no time, so Amara told her enough. When she finished, Mama Ngozi looked towards the workshop. And the man? Obinna stepped into view. So this is the trouble, Mama Ngozi said. I am part of it, Obinna replied. Mama, we need your car, Amara said. The old man stared at her. My Peugeot? Yes. Mama Ngozi looked at Obinna. Can he drive? Yes. She pulled the keys from inside her blouse. Bring my car back with all its doors. Mama, and bring my child back. Amara's throat closed. Mama Ngozi grabbed her face with both hands. Listen to me. You are not alone because a wicked man says you are alone. That nearly broke her. Amara nodded. Then she ran. Mrs. Ude's office was above an old legal chambers building. A clerk tried to stop Amara until she said, "Tell her Nena Okafor's daughter is here." Seconds later, a tall elderly woman appeared. "Amara?" "Yes." "Come." Mrs. Ude shut the office door. "You look like your mother." "I need help." "I know. Nena told me one day you might come." Amara showed her the number from memory. Mrs. Ude became very still. "Where is the key?" "Safe." "And the map?" "With me." "No, the real one." Amara stared. Mrs. Ude sighed. "Your mother trusted carefully. Good." "Chief Madu took my sister." The older woman's face hardened. "Then they have stopped pretending." Mrs. Ude went to a cabinet and removed a file. Inside was an envelope. "Your mother left this." Amara did not take it. "What is it?" "The second part." Her heartbeat stopped. "The map?" "And more." Amara reached for it. Mrs. Ude pulled it back. "Answer one question first. Is Obinna Nwafor alive?" Amara froze. "How do you know?" "Because your mother believed one of Adaku Nwafor's sons would eventually come." "Why Obinna?" "Because he was the one Adaku trusted." Amara whispered, "He is alive." Mrs. Ude handed her the envelope. Inside was the missing half of the map and a photograph. Amara's mother stood beside Obinna's mother. Behind them were a younger Chief Madu and another man Amara recognized from newspapers, Obinna's uncle, Chief Benedict Nwafor. On the back, her mother had written, "The men who signed together also stole together." "Chief Madu did not build this alone," Mrs. Ude said. "Does Obinna know?" "I doubt it." "What is in the vault?" "Bank records, land transfers, copies of company registrations, and statements from people who were frightened into silence." "Enough to destroy them?" "Enough to start." Amara folded the photograph. "I need the original key." "Where is it?" "At home." "Then why are you here?" "Because they have Chisom." Mrs. Ude stared at her. "Where?" "Old Agu warehouse." The old woman's face changed. "You cannot go there." "I am going." Amara took the envelope. "I need one more thing." "What?" "A witness." By the time Amara returned home, the sun was low. Obinna stared at the photograph. "My father trusted him with everything." "Your mother did not." "All these years," he whispered. Amara touched his arm. For 1 second, the fear and anger between them disappeared. Then a motorbike stopped outside. A boy pushed an envelope under the gate and rode away. Inside was a single line, "Come to Agu warehouse now." Amara folded it. "We go," Obinna said. Mama Ngozi's Peugeot started only after 3 tries. The engine sounded offended by the whole idea. Obinna drove. Amara sat beside him with the false map and false key inside her bag. Mrs. Ude followed far behind in a taxi with 2 men from her legal office. Not police, witnesses. The old road toward Udi was almost empty. Dust hung orange in the evening air. "If anything happens," Amara began. "No, you do not know what I was going to say. You were going to tell me to save Chisom and leave you." She looked away. "I was." Obinna kept his eyes on the road. "You saved me without knowing who I was. Do not ask me now to become a man who leaves you behind. This is not the time. I know, but there may not be another." She looked at him. "Since I entered your house," he said, "I have thought less about staying alive and more about what kind of life I would want if I did." "Obinna, I am only telling you the truth." The warehouse appeared ahead. A long dark building stood behind rusted gates. 1 car waited outside. Obinna stops the Peugeot behind trees. We go on foot. You should stay. He looked at her. She sighed. Yes, I know. No. They approached from the side. The warehouse doors stood open. A lantern burned inside. Chisom sat on a chair. Her hands were tied, but she was alive. Amara nearly ran to her. Obinna caught her arm. 2 men stood nearby. Nkem was one. The other was the younger man with the scar. Chief Madu was not there. Where is he? Amara called. Nkem smiled. You came. Release her. The map. Amara held up the bag. First, my sister. Nkem laughed. You are not in a market, and you are not holding vegetables. Chisom suddenly shouted, Auntie, the fat one snores. Nkem slapped the side of the chair. Keep quiet. Amara's whole body went cold. Obinna moved beside her. The men stared. Nkem's smile vanished. You? Obinna stepped into the lantern light. Yes? For the first time, fear appeared on Nkem's face. You are supposed to be dead. I have disappointed many people. The scarred man pulled a knife. Amara opened the bag. You want the map? Nkem looked at it. And the key. Release Chisom. He hesitated. Then he nodded to the scarred man. The man untied Chisom but kept one hand on her shoulder. Send her. Throw the bag. No. Nkem's face hardened. Do not test me. You already took my sister. You searched my house. You threatened me. Do you think I still care if you are angry? Obinna whispered, Amara. She ignored him. Send her. Nkem shoved Chisom forward. She ran. Amara grabbed her. The scarred man lunged for the bag. Obinna struck him. Pain tore through his side, but he stayed standing. The warehouse exploded into movement. Nkem reached for Amara, but she swung the bag into his face. Obinna fought the scarred man while Amara pulled Chisom toward the door. Then another car stopped outside. Amara expected Chief Madu, but the man who entered was not him. It was Chief Benedict Nwafor, Obinna's uncle. He stood at the warehouse entrance in a white kaftan, looking calm. Too calm. Obinna stopped moving. Uncle. Chief Benedict smiled. My son. And Amara understood something terrible. Chief Madu was not the highest man in the conspiracy. He was only the one willing to show his face. Chief Benedict Nwafor walked into the warehouse as though he were entering a meeting he had arranged himself. Perhaps he had. The men stopped moving. Even Nkem lowered his eyes. Obinna stared at his uncle with a look Amara had never seen before. Not fear, not anger, something worse. Betrayal that had finally found a face. Chief Benedict spread his hands. Is this how you welcome family? Obinna's voice was quiet. You sent men to kill me. His uncle sighed. Do not be dramatic. There is a knife wound in my side, and yet you are standing. That is your defense? Chief Benedict glanced at Amara and Chisom. So this is the woman. Amara pulled Chisom closer. What woman? The tailor who has caused so much inconvenience. Amara almost laughed. I did not know refusing to lose my home could trouble rich men this much. Chief Benedict smiled. You have courage. People say that when they want you to forget they are threatening you. Obinna stepped between them. Let them go. My son, nobody is stopping them. Nkem looked confused. Chief Benedict did not look at him. That was enough. Amara understood where power truly sat in the room. Chief Madu needed cars, threats, and men with hard faces. Chief Benedict did not need to raise his voice. Obinna pointed at Chisom. She was kidnapped. That was not my instruction. Nkem looked up. Sir, be quiet. Amara stared at Chief Benedict. You expect me to believe you? No, I expect you to understand that careless men make ugly situations worse. Your careless men took a child, and now she is safe. She is safe because we came for her. Chief Benedict turned toward Obinna. You always did choose difficult people. Amara moved before Obinna could answer. She took the false map from her bag and held it up. This is what you wanted. Chief Benedict's eyes moved toward it. Give it to me. No. Amara. Hearing her name from him felt like dirt. You know my name. I know many things. Then you know I do not obey well. For the first time, something close to amusement crossed his face. You remind me of your mother. The words struck her harder than a slap. You knew her. Yes. You frightened her. She involved herself in things beyond her understanding. My mother understood enough to hide evidence from you. Chief Benedict's smile vanished. Obinna turned toward Amara. Do not show him anything. I am not going to. Chief Benedict's gaze sharpened. So you found it. Maybe you found the vault key. Silence. Amara knew at once that she had given him the answer he wanted. Chief Benedict smiled. Thank you. He nodded toward Nkem. Take the bag. Nkem moved. Obinna stepped forward. The scarred man raised his knife. Then a voice came from outside. Touch that girl and every person in this building will explain himself in court. Mrs. Ude stood at the entrance. Behind her were the 2 men from her legal office and several people from nearby compounds. Amara stared. Mrs. Ude lifted one eyebrow. You asked for a witness. I brought witnesses. Chief Benedict's face changed. Mrs. Ude, Benedict, you should not be here. I have heard that before. He looked past her. How many people? Enough. The warehouse no longer felt private. That changed everything. Nkem stepped back. Mrs. Ude walked inside. I suggest everybody lowers his hands. The scarred man hesitated, then lowered the knife. Mrs. Ude looked at Chisom. Are you hurt? No. Chisom pointed at Nkem. He tied me. Nkem closed his eyes. Good, Mrs. Ude said. A witness with a clear memory. Chief Benedict turned to Obinna. Come home. Obinna laughed once. You tried to kill me. I tried to stop you. With a knife? I did not order that. Again, Chief Benedict lost some of his calm. You were digging into matters that would have destroyed the family. Good. You say that because you have never carried the family. I carried its name. A name is not a business, and a business is not a license to steal. Chief Benedict's face hardened. You think your father built everything with clean hands? Obinna went still. Amara saw the pain pass through him. Chief Benedict continued. Land does not simply move from one hand to another. Roads are not built by prayer. Warehouses do not appear because good men sit in church and wish for them. Then you admit it. I admit nothing. Mrs. Ude smiled. You are doing better than you think. Chief Benedict looked at her sharply. You forget, lawyers listen carefully. Headlights suddenly flooded the warehouse entrance. Another convoy had arrived. Chief Lazarus Madu stepped out of the first car and came inside furious. What is this? Chief Benedict closed his eyes. Lazarus. Chief Madu saw Obinna. His face changed. You are alive. Obinna smiled without warmth. People keep saying that. Chief Madu looked at Amara. You? Yes, me. Then he saw the witnesses. What are all these people doing here? Mrs. Ude answered, seeing. Chief Madu turned to Chief Benedict. You said this would be handled. It would have been if your men had not kidnapped a child. I told them to bring the girl for 1 hour. The warehouse went silent. Chief Madu realized too late what he had said. Amara stepped forward. Say it again. Do not play games with me. You ordered them to take Chisom. I ordered them to bring her. A child. You were refusing to cooperate. Mrs. Ude murmured, keep talking. Chief Madu turned on her, and you, old woman, should be careful. Mrs. Ude smiled. At my age, threats become boring. Chief Benedict moved toward Lazarus. Enough. But Chief Madu's anger had taken control. He pointed at Amara. This girl thinks she can destroy years of work because her mother hid papers she did not understand. Obinna stared at him. So you knew? Chief Madu looked at him. Your mother should have minded her home. Obinna crossed the room and grabbed him by the front of his clothes. Do not speak about her. Chief Benedict shouted his name. Amara reached him first. Leave him. Obinna's breathing was heavy. Leave him, she repeated. He looked at her. This is what they do, Amara said. They make you angry, then they call you dangerous. Slowly, Obinna released Chief Madu. Amara turned towards the witnesses. Her hands were shaking. She let them shake. My mother was afraid of these men. Chief Madu laughed. This is nonsense. She was a tailor. She had no office, no guards, and no money. So she did the only thing she could. She hid what powerful men wanted. Amara removed the photograph from inside her blouse. Chief Benedict's face changed. She held it up. My mother, Obinna Nwafor, Chief Madu, Chief Benedict. Murmurs spread through the warehouse. Chief Madu said, an old photograph proves nothing. No, Amara replied, but it proves where to start. She looked at Mrs. Ude. The vault records still exist, the older woman said. Chief Benedict's control finally broke. You opened it? No, Amara answered. He looked at her. But you just told me exactly how afraid you are of what is inside. Chief Madu turned to Chief Benedict. You said the key was lost. Chief Benedict stared at him. Shut up. Too late. Obinna looked between them. You both knew. Neither answered. The next morning, Enugu woke to rumors. By noon, the rumors had become questions. By evening, the questions had names. Mrs. Ude moved quickly. The kidnapping was formally reported. Statements were collected from the witnesses. The photograph was copied and placed somewhere no single frightened official could make it disappear. The brass key was taken to the institution that had inherited the old private document vault. Opening the box required legal permission. Chief Benedict and Chief Madu immediately began working to stop it. Officials became unavailable. Files disappeared from desks. A clerk who had promised to help suddenly claimed he remembered nothing. Amara watched the machinery of power move against them. This time, she was not surprised. They will bury everything, she said. Obinna sat at the workshop table, reading the old land papers. Not if burial becomes impossible. How? Publicly. Mrs. Ude agreed. A legal case can be delayed. A scandal cannot be hidden once too many people have seen it. Amara did not like the word scandal. Scandal had nearly destroyed her before. Now they wanted her to use it. There is a foundation ceremony in 4 days, Obinna said. What ceremony? Chief Madu is donating a new community hall. Amara laughed bitterly. With whose money? The governor's representatives will attend, Mrs. Ude said. Businessmen, church leaders, reporters. Amara understood. You want to expose them there? Obinna nodded. No. Amara, they know your face. They know Mrs. Ude. The moment either of you arrives, they will stop the ceremony. Mrs. Ude leaned back. What are you suggesting? Amara thought of Chief Madu's visits, his offers, his certainty that everyone had a price. I go to him. Obinna stood. No. I tell him I am tired. No. I tell him I will sell. Absolutely not. Amara looked at him. He already thinks I am frightened. You are. Yes. The answer stopped him. I am frightened, Obinna, but he thinks fear makes people obedient. Let him keep thinking that. Mrs. Ude watched her carefully. What exactly will you offer? The land. Obinna shook his head. He will not trust you. He will if I give him something first. The map, the false one. He may notice, not before he feels clever. Mrs. Ude smiled slowly. Pride is often the cheapest door into a powerful man's house. Obinna looked furious. This is too dangerous. Amara turned to him. When Chisom was taken, I learned something. What? That hiding did not save us. There was silence. Then Obinna said, I will not let you do this alone. You will not be beside me. His expression hardened. That sounds very much like alone. You will be where I need you. And where is that? Close enough to come when it matters. Far enough away that they think they have won. For a long moment, he stared at her. Then he gave one reluctant nod. 2 days later, Amara went to Chief Madu's house. She wore a plain wrapper and blouse. No jewelry. Nothing that suggested defiance. She waited in his reception room for nearly an hour. He wanted her to feel small. She let him think she did. When he finally entered, he smiled. Amara. Chief, I heard you have been causing noise. I came to stop. His smile deepened. Sit. She remained standing. I will sell. Chief Madu studied her. What changed? My sister. He nodded. A sensible answer. Amara wanted to strike him. Instead, she lowered her eyes. I do not want trouble. You should have understood that earlier. I understand now. She placed the false map on his table. He unfolded it. His breathing changed. Where is the key? With me. Bring it. After the ceremony. His eyes narrowed. Why? Because I want the sale public. Chief Madu laughed. You want people to see me defeat you. I want people to believe I agreed freely. That pleased him. Amara saw it. He leaned back. You are learning. No, she thought. You are teaching me exactly how to destroy you. The next 2 days passed in nervous preparation. At last, the court order came. The vault was opened. Inside were copies of land transfers, bank payments, company registrations, and written statements collected years earlier by Obinna Nwafor and Amara Okafor. Some papers carried the same names again and again. Chief Madu, Chief Benedict. Companies that existed only on paper. Judges who received payments shortly before disputed land cases were decided. Families that supposedly sold property after the people named as sellers were already dead. Amara sat in Mrs. Ude's office, staring at the evidence. My mother carried all this alone. Not completely, Mrs. Ude said. She had Adaku. And still they were afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. Amara looked at her. I know. On the day of the ceremony, the new community hall was decorated with green and white fabric. Plastic chairs filled the open space. Women arrived in bright wrappers and gele. Men in senator outfits greeted one another beneath canopies, while high-life music played from large speakers. Vendors sold bottled drinks, meat pies, and roasted groundnuts near the road. Chief Madu sat in front like a king. Chief Benedict was beside him. Amara arrived alone. At least, that was what they believed. Mrs. Ude waited nearby with copies of the vault records. Obinna remained hidden in a vehicle 2 streets away. Reporters had received anonymous messages about an important announcement. Mama Ngozi had quietly invited families who had lost land. When Amara's name was called, murmurs passed through the crowd. Chief Madu smiled. "Come, my daughter." She walked to the front. A table had been prepared. The transfer papers waited there. Chief Madu spoke into the microphone. "Today, we celebrate not only development but unity. Sometimes people misunderstand progress. Sometimes fear makes them resist what is good." Amara looked at the crowd. She saw Mama Ngozi, Mr. Eze, women whose homes had disappeared into bad papers, men who had walked land no longer legally theirs, and Chisom, safe, watching. Chief Madu held out a pen. "Sign." Amara took it. Then she picked up the microphone. "I will sign after I tell a story." Chief Madu's smile froze. "This is not necessary. It is short." The crowd became quiet. Amara unfolded the blue George fabric that had belonged to Obinna Nwafor. "Years ago, 2 women became afraid." Chief Benedict stood. "Stop this." People turned toward him. Too late. "One was Obinna Nwafor. The other was my mother, Nena Okafor." Amara held up the old photograph. They discovered that land was being taken through false debts, forged transfers, and companies created to hide who truly owned them. Chief Madu reached for the microphone. Amara stepped back. Mrs. Ude entered. Behind her came reporters. Then Obinna appeared. The crowd erupted. Chief Benedict went pale. Obinna walked to the front and faced his uncle. "I am alive." No microphone was needed. The words traveled through the gathering. Mrs. Ude placed copies of the vault records on the table. Bank transfers, company registrations, property documents, names, dates. Chief Madu shouted, "These are lies." A woman stood from the crowd. "My husband died and you took our farm." Another stood. "You said my debt was twice what I borrowed." A third voice came, then a fourth, a fifth. Amara looked at Chief Madu. 1 woman could be called a liar. 10 became difficult. 20 became a storm. Chief Benedict tried to leave. Obinna blocked his path. "You wanted the family name protected." His uncle stared at him. Obinna pointed toward the crowd. "This is the family name now." Chief Madu shouted that everyone was being manipulated. Then Chisom stood. "You told your men to take me." The crowd became completely silent. Nkem, who had come with Chief Madu's security, looked toward the road. For the first time, Amara saw him understand that loyalty to a powerful man might not save him. Police arrived eventually, not because justice had suddenly become brave, because too many people were watching, too many cameras were present, too many names had already been spoken aloud. Chief Madu was taken away, shouting that everyone would regret humiliating him. Chief Benedict left under formal investigation, surrounded by men who no longer looked at him with respect. When it was over, Amara stood beside the table. Her legs trembled. Obinna came to her. "We did it." "No," she whispered. She looked at the people gathered around them. They did. He took her hand. This time, she did not pull away. For one brief moment, the noise around them disappeared. Amara looked at him and remembered the wounded stranger on her workshop floor, the man who had arrived with secrets, the man she should have feared. Instead, somewhere between danger and truth, he had become the person she trusted most. Obinna touched her fingers. "When this is over, do not," he frowned. "Do not what?" Promise me things because we survived one battle. His expression softened. I was not going to. You were. Maybe. Despite everything, she smiled. Then an older man in a dark agbada approached. People moved aside for him. Obinna's face changed. My father. Amara's heart stopped. The man looked at their joined hands, then at Amara. His expression revealed nothing. For one terrible second, she felt herself become small again. The poor Tailor, the woman from the wrong family, the woman who had hidden a rich man in her workshop. Obinna, his father said. Obinna tightened his grip on Amara. You are coming home. Obinna did not move. His father's eyes shifted to Amara again. Then he added one word, alone. The victory suddenly felt much smaller. Amara slowly removed her hand from Obinna's. He turned to her. No. She did not look at him. Go. Amara, your family needs you. And you? She forced herself to smile. I have survived without a Nwafor before. Pain crossed his face. That is not an answer. It is the only one I have today. Obinna's father waited. Amara looked at the blue fabric in her hands. Two women had hidden the truth inside it because the world had given them no safer place. They had fought so their children might one day live differently. But Amara now understood something she had not understood before. Defeating Chief Madu did not erase the distance between her world and Obinna's. It only made that distance visible. Obinna stepped closer. This is not finished. Amara looked at him. No, her voice nearly broke. It is not. Then Obinna walked toward his father, and for the first time since he had fallen wounded into her life, Amara watched him leave. She stood beneath the Nigerian sun, surrounded by a victory she had helped create, and wondered why winning could sometimes feel so much like losing. For many days after Obinna left with his father, Amara woke before dawn and forgot for one brief second that he was gone. Then the silence reminded her. There was no quiet voice from the workshop asking where she kept the tea. No badly hidden footsteps when he tried to walk before his wound had fully healed. No arguments about whether she worked too much. Only the familiar sounds of the old house. The first buses on the road. A rooster in Mama Ngozi's compound. The scrape of Chisom's school shoes against the floor. The click of Amara's sewing machine beginning another day. Life had returned to normal. That was the problem. Normal no longer felt the same. People came to the house constantly during the first weeks after the public ceremony. Some came to congratulate her. Some came to ask questions. Some came only to see the woman who had stood before Chief Lazarus Madu and refused to bow her head. Amara disliked being looked at as though courage were something visible on the skin. She had not felt brave. She had felt afraid. She had simply reached a point where fear became less painful than surrender. The investigations continued. Chief Madu remained under detention while his lawyers fought for his release. More families came forward with old receipts, letters, and stories. The newspapers printed photographs. The same men who had once praised Chief Madu now claimed they had always suspected him. The same officials who had accepted his gifts began speaking about justice. Amara learned something from watching them. Powerful men often had many friends, until the day they fell. Chief Benedict Nwafor's case was more complicated. He had money, lawyers, and decades of carefully built respectability. He denied everything. He blamed Chief Madu. He blamed dead employees. He blamed poor record keeping. He blamed everyone except himself. But the documents from the vault were too detailed. Old payments matched land transfers. Complaints led back to relatives and trusted associates, and the photograph of Chief Benedict, Chief Madu, Amara Nwafor, and Obinna Okafor became a symbol people could not ignore. Amara's mother, who had died believing almost nobody knew what she had done, was suddenly being spoken about across Enugu. That hurt Amara in ways she had not expected. One evening, Chisom found her sitting beside the wooden chest. "Are you crying?" "No." "You are." "I am tired." Chisom sat beside her. "Do you think Mama knows?" Amara looked at her. "Knows what?" "That everybody knows she was brave." Amara touched the old blue George fabric. "I hope so." Chisom rested her head against Amara's shoulder. "She would be proud of you too." That time, Amara did cry, quietly, without hiding. A month passed, then another. The house became legally secure. Mrs. Ude arrived one afternoon with documents confirming that no claim could be made against the property without a new court process. Amara read the papers twice. "So it is ours?" "It was always yours." "No," Amara shook her head, "not like this." Mrs. Ude understood. For years the house had felt temporary because a powerful man wanted it. Now the walls seemed different. The leaking roof was still there. The floor was still cracked near the workshop. The back door still needed to be pushed with one shoulder during the rainy season. But nobody could remove them with a signature. That night, Amara stood in the yard and looked at the building. For the first time, she did not see something she needed to defend. She saw something she could build from. The next morning, she moved the cutting table outside. Within a week, 2 women were working beside her. One was a widow named Ifunanya, whose family had recovered part of their farmland through the investigation. The other was a young woman called Ebere, who had lost her market stall after refusing to pay an illegal fee. They came first as customers, then they stayed. "Your work is too much," Ifunanya told Amara. "It is manageable." "No, it is. You have 3 dresses due tomorrow." "I know." 2 school uniforms." "I know. And 1 wedding blouse you promised for Friday." Amara looked at her. "Why are you counting my work?" "Because you need help." "I cannot pay much." Ifunanya sat at the second sewing machine. "You can pay something." That was how it began. Not with a plan, not with investors, not with a speech, with too much work and 1 woman who refused to leave. Soon, Ebere began helping with cutting. Mama Ngozi stored finished clothes in her spare room. Chisom kept records after school. By the end of the 3rd month, the front room had become too small. Amara rented the empty shop beside the house. The landlord looked at her suspiciously. "You have money?" "I have customers." "That is not what I asked." "It is the answer." She paid 3 months in advance. A week later, they painted a sign, "Nena Women's Tailoring House." Amara objected to the name. "It is too much." Chisom stood with a paintbrush in her hand. "It is not too much. It sounds like a big company. One day it will be." Everyone agreed with Chisom, so the name stayed. For the first time in her life, Amara opened a business account. The woman at the bank asked for her husband's details. "I do not have a husband." The woman looked embarrassed. "I mean the second signatory." "I am the signatory." A small thing, but Amara walked out of the bank with her shoulders higher. Life grew around her. That was what saved her. Not forgetting Obinna. She did not forget him. She simply discovered that love could hurt without destroying everything else. He wrote to her. The first letter came 3 weeks after he left. "Amara, I do not know whether you want to hear from me. My father and I have spent more time arguing than speaking. The family business is being examined from top to bottom. Some people are angry with me. Some are pretending they always agreed with me. I think of your workshop every day. I think of Chisom. I think of you more than I should admit. I will not come unless you ask me to. Obinna. Amara read it many times. She did not answer. The second letter came a month later. Amara, my wound is completely healed. My aunt says that means I have no excuse left for walking badly. I visited one of the farms that was taken through false papers. The family returned last week. An old woman prayed for me as if I had done something great. I wanted to tell her that most of the work was done by two women who hid the truth inside cloth. One of them was your mother, the other was mine. I still do not know what to say to you, so I will say only this. I miss you, Obinna. Amara folded the letter and placed it with the first. She still did not answer. Mama Ngozi noticed. You are punishing him. No. You are punishing yourself. No. You say no too quickly. Amara continued sewing. Mama Ngozi sat opposite her. Do you love him? The needle stopped. Yes. Then what are you afraid of? Amara looked toward the women working in the next room. This. What? My life. Mama Ngozi frowned. I spent years fighting so nobody could take my house. Now I have work. Women depend on me. Chisom is settled. If I go into Obinna's world, what happens to all this? Who said you must go? That is how these stories work. Mama Ngozi laughed. What stories? Rich man, poor woman. She leaves everything and follows him. And you have always been a woman who follows? Amara smiled despite herself. No. Then stop behaving as if you have already agreed to something nobody asked. The words stayed with her. That night, Amara answered Obinna. I received both letters. We are well. The workshop has grown. Chisom now believes she's a businesswoman because she owns one exercise book and a red pen. I miss you too, but do not come yet. Amara. His reply arrived quickly. I will wait. Nothing else. That hurt more than a long letter, because he had listened. Months passed. The rainy season came, then the heat returned. Nena Women's Tailoring House grew from 3 women to 9. They made school uniforms, church clothes, bridal outfits, and wrappers for naming ceremonies. Amara trained 2 young apprentices. She began setting aside money for Chisom's education. The house roof was repaired. The workshop got a generator. The day the new machine arrived, everybody clapped as if a child had been born. Amara stood in the middle of it all and realized something. She no longer needed to prove she could survive without Obinna. She already had. The question was different now. Did she want to live without him? The answer frightened her because it was simple. No. She wrote to him that evening. Come when you can. The letter left the next morning. 3 days passed, then 5, then 7. Amara became angry. By the 10th day, she told herself she had been foolish. On the 11th day, a large black car stopped outside the workshop. Every woman stopped sewing. Amara's heart jumped. But the person who stepped out was not Obinna. It was an older woman. She wore a deep purple wrapper, matching blouse, and coral beads. She entered without hesitation. Which one of you is Amara Okafor? Amara stood. I am. The woman looked at her, long enough to be rude. Then she nodded. I am Obinna Nwafor, Obinna's aunt. Amara's body tightened. Good afternoon. Sit. This is my workshop. Aunt Ifoma's eyebrows rose. Then she smiled. Good. She sat instead. Amara remained standing. I thought Obinna was coming. He does not know I am here. Disappointment cut deeper than Amara wanted to show. Why are you? Aunt Ifeoma opened the large bag beside her. Inside was the blue George outfit that had belonged to Obinna Nwafor. Restored, clean, beautiful. Amara touched the fabric carefully. Why did you bring this? Because it has spent enough years carrying secrets. The older woman looked around the workshop. So have you. Amara said nothing. My brother does not approve of you. The words were direct, painful. Amara lifted her chin. Then you came a long way to tell me something I already guessed. I did not say I agree with him. Amara waited. Aunt Ifeoma continued. My brother believes families survive because people sacrifice what they want. And does he? Constantly. That does not make him right. No. The quick agreement surprised Amara. He thinks Obinna's future requires a woman from a family he understands. Yes, then he should find one. Aunt Ifeoma smiled. Obinna said almost the same thing. Amara's heart moved painfully. He is fighting with his father? Every day. I did not ask him to. That is the problem with love. People rarely wait for instructions. Amara looked away. Aunt Ifeoma leaned forward. Why did you tell him not to come? Because I needed to know who I was without him. And? Amara looked around the room. The machines, the workers, the clothes waiting to be collected. I know now. Good, Aunt Ifeoma stood. Then come with me. Where? To see him. Amara shook her head. No. You wrote to him? Yes. He did not come because he cannot. Her stomach tightened. What happened? Nothing to his body. Then what? My brother gave him a choice. Amara went still. What choice? Leave the family business completely or end whatever future he imagined with you. Anger rose. And Obinna? He left. Amara stared. The business? Yes. Where is he? Aunt Ifeoma smiled. Come. They drove for nearly an hour. Amara asked questions. Aunt Ifeoma answered almost none. At last, the car turned onto a road outside Nsukka and stopped near an old agricultural property. Amara stepped out. The place was not grand. There was a modest house, a storage building, and acres of land stretching beyond it. A man stood near the warehouse, Obinna. For 1 second, Amara could not move. He saw her. His whole face changed. Amara. She walked toward him, then stopped. You left your family? No. Your aunt said I left the business. For me? No. The answer hurt. Then he continued. I left because I could not spend my life repairing a system that still believed dignity was negotiable. Amara looked at him. And what is this? A new company. She almost laughed. Of course. It is small. For a Nwafor. For anyone. What does it do? Processes food from farms returned to families who lost land. Amara stared at him. You started again. So did you. Silence settled between them. Then Obinna said, I received your letter. You took too long. I was afraid. You? Yes. Of what? That you had built a life so full there was no space for me. Amara's eyes filled. There is space. He stepped closer. Are you sure? No. Obinna smiled. That is not comforting. It is honest. He nodded. Good. Amara looked at the land. If I marry you, I will not close my workshop. I know. I will not move here permanently. I know. I have women working for me. I know. Chisom must finish school. Amara. What? You are arguing with a man who agrees with you. She almost laughed. Then her face became serious. I will not become a story people tell about the poor girl saved by a rich man. Obinna looked at her for a long moment. Then we will tell the truth. What truth? That you saved me first. She shook her head. No. He frowned. We saved each other. Something broke open inside her. All the fear, all the waiting, all the words she had not allowed herself to say. She reached for him. Obinna held her as though he had been waiting every day since he left. Maybe he had. Their wedding took place 8 months later, not at a hotel, not in the Nwafor family mansion, in Enugu, close to the old house. Amara wore a dress made in her own workshop. Inside the lining, she stitched a small piece of blue George fabric, not to hide anything, to remember. There was jollof rice, fried rice, moi moi, peppered chicken, and enough food for people nobody remembered inviting. Mama Ngozi danced until everyone begged her to sit down. Chisom changed outfits 3 times and claimed each one was necessary. Mrs. Ude cried and blamed dust. Aunt Ifoma insulted the musicians and later paid them extra. Chief Obinna Nwafor came late. He stood at the edge of the celebration for a long time. Then he approached Amara. I was wrong. She looked at him. Yes. He blinked, then laughed. Obinna, standing beside her, nearly choked. Chief Emmanuel nodded. I understand why my son loves you. Amara smiled. That is good. Will you forgive me? Not today. The older man stared, then nodded again. Fair. By the time their second wedding anniversary came, the trials were over. Chief Lazarus Madu was convicted for kidnapping, fraud, and his role in the illegal land scheme. His public influence disappeared with the same speed it had once protected him, and much of his property was used to compensate families he had cheated. Chief Benedict Nwafor avoided a long prison sentence after cooperating with investigators, but he lost control of the family companies, surrendered assets connected to the fraud, and was permanently removed from every position of authority. The family name he had claimed to protect survived without his power. 5 years later, the old house still stood. The workshop occupied 3 buildings. Nena Women's Tailoring House trained dozens of women every year. Some stayed, some opened businesses of their own. Chisom was preparing for university and still corrected Amara's accounts with the confidence of a minister. Obinna's company had grown too, not into an empire, into something he could look at without shame. They had 2 children. Their eldest daughter, Adara, was 4 and asked more questions in 1 hour than most adults asked in a week. One rainy evening, NEPA took the lights. Everybody groaned. The generator refused to start. So they sat in the old front room with lanterns while thunder rolled over Enugu. Adara climbed onto Amara's lap. Mommy? Yes? Is this where Daddy came? Amara looked at Obinna. He smiled. Yes. Was he bleeding? A lot. Obinna protested. Not that much. You destroyed good cloth. Adara's eyes became huge. Were you scared? Amara thought of that night, the rain, the knock, the man on the ground, the years that came after. Yes. Then why did you open the door? Amara looked around, at Chisom, at Obinna, at the workshop where women were still laughing despite the darkness. Because sometimes fear tells you to close every door. Adara frowned, and sometimes Amara smiled. Sometimes you open one carefully. The child thought, did Daddy save you? No. Did you save Daddy? Amara looked at Obinna. He looked back at her. No. Adara became frustrated. Then what happened? Amara kissed her forehead. We both stopped being lost. Outside, the rain fell harder. Inside, nobody was afraid of the storm anymore.